Hey, what's up, YouTube? King Manye right here, dropping in for another one, man. Just got out the gym from getting it in. Got a lot of feedback, a lot of comments on those last videos, and I appreciate all of them. I appreciate you for taking your time and checking it out, checking out the video. One of the misconceptions is that, and I'm not going to go too long about this, but the misconception about racism. It works both ways. There's racism on both sides, right? Meaning that there's blacks who are racist against Mexicans, there's Mexicans who are racist against black. That's obvious. That goes without saying. But one of the things I want to talk about is self-respect. Really, really, when you respect yourself and you love yourself, uh, what you will and won't tolerate, you have different standards. You become guarded, you know. And I mention this because I'm gonna talk about what I noticed in prison yards, man. What I noticed in prison is on both sides, black and brown. But I don't focus on what was going on with the brown as I did with the blacks because I'm a black man. And so what I seen with the brothers, one of my biggest pet peeves was their their lack of self-respect, in the sense everybody was chasing drugs, everybody was chasing weed, everybody was chasing spice, everybody was chasing heroin, and it got bad, man. So if there was no weed and there was only spice papers, whether they got it through the mail or whatever they was getting it, people waking out, losing their mind, polluting their body, polluting the people, weakening your conscience. And where do we think these drugs come from? Where did the spice come from? The shit that in there, your loved ones, you right now watching this TV, watching this show, watching this episode, I want you to know that your loved ones in prison, when they tell you to send them a green dot, your loved one, when they getting mad talking about they want you to put money on your homeboys' books, your brothers, your sisters, when they keep on pressing you like that, chances are they're using drugs. Chances are they owe somebody or they want to get another fix. And this don't mean they walking around looking like a junkie and they all stressed out. No. They are using drugs, unaware of your struggles, that you got to pay rent, unaware that you got to pay for child support, unaware that you got to pay for child care. They don't care about none of that. That the gas prices are going up. I watch how the brothers, certain individuals will be so selfish. They get on the phone and yell at their mama, yell at their sister, you don't love me. All because they want to get a $50 green dot. Because they trying to pay the man. And who is the man? I say the man because it's always a bigger, deeper plan. Where does these drugs come from? These drugs, 7 times out of 10, come from the police. They come from the police. And they do it for 2 reasons. One, the obvious, is because they want to get their money up. The police they in on it too. They want to get their money. They know that the prices in there is triple. And 2, they do it because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about your people. They don't give a fuck about your mind and your mentality. And so when I see strong brothers in there just trying out some spice, smoking a little piece of paper, they tear it up and roll it and put it with some tea bags and roll it up and smoke it. I get inside. I feel frustrated. Not frustrated like it's doing me harm, but I wish better for the people. I wish that they would love themselves better. I wish they would love themselves better. I wish they would understand that that ain't what they think it is, for one. And just because you see other people smoking it, you may see a white man smoking it, you may see the man. There is a theory. I don't know if it's true, and I don't like to promote false theories, but there is there is a study that says that spice in particular uh, does something to the melanin in the black man's body, which means it affects the black man different, has different side effects than it does that it would anybody else. Not just the black man, but anybody with melanin in their skin. That's why you see people on the yard wigging out. You know, you see people falling out. They got to press yard down. People pulling off their clothes on the prison yard, running around naked. Gangsters. These ain't just J-Cat. These is gangsters. Your homeboys, that gangbang. Your brothers, your sisters. You, I'm talking to you. Your brothers, your homies, your sisters. They are in there getting high. I was at Ironwood. I never seen an epidemic like I seen. When you got black men wanting to snort some heroin, put it in a little Visine bottle, snorting heroin. Once they get the feeling of that, I understand you're going through a hard time, and it could be trying in prison, and you don't want to think about it. And sometimes you just maybe want to feel good. You want to drift away. You know, I understand that. I also understand that what you're doing by masking your reality is you're only contributing to the problem, right? And so we got to do better. We got to learn to love ourselves, and it's easier said than done, but it starts with, everything pretty much starts with self. One of the things I seen that I found degrading that people would do in prison, degrading, you would see people come back and they would have a bag full of chewing tobacco that they done got out the trash can. They work inside the nurse's office, or they work inside anywhere they work where they have access to the police's trash can. They rumble through the police's trash can to find anything of value. What do they consider anything of value? It could be an old water bottle, a big water bottle. Maybe it's a 16-ounce water bottle that you can't get on the prison yard, but they want this because they want to have a water bottle to put their water in and drink, so they get it out the trash. Maybe it's chewing tobacco that the police done chew and spit on the ground. And these inmates come and pick it up like real dope fiends, real dope addicts. Got no self-respect, no love for themselves. And they dry it out in the window. And everybody want to huddle up and try to smoke that cigarette. You know? And that's all the races. All the races do that shit. You know? But it only turned my stomach and made me feel some type of way when I seen brothers doing that, man. Brothers doing that, you know, not loving themselves right, smoking that spice, not loving themselves right, snorting that heroin, not loving themselves right. Yo, G homies, you know, this is the condition of the people. Some of the things I've seen people do for drugs. The man with the drugs holds all the power. So people, they lose their principles. This is why really gangs and stuff like that don't matter, because it comes down to influence, race, all that don't matter, because it comes down to influence, and your drug becomes your master, your drug becomes your king. So then what do you have? You see Crips and Bloods. They put their differences to the side, and good for them. You see, you'll see a black with a skinhead. You know, a skinhead who hates his guts. But they'll put them differences to the side because they share something in common. And that what they share in common is a like for smoking, chewing tobacco. He got it and he gonna let him hit it. So they best buddies now. You know. People piecing up, they'll piece up like real dope fiends for some spice. For somebody to piece up $50, you get 20, you get 20. And we buy piece of paper that big, I don't know, even smaller than that, that's saturated in some type of chemical that they can smoke and get high so they don't have to feel their problems for the day. It's degrading. You're degrading yourself. It's selfish. You're not caring about your family. And the fact that they don't want supporting you, sending you money. I see people get packages and cluck it all off. What do I mean by cluck it all off? They change it. They trade it for drugs. For drugs. And so on a daily basis, this is what's going on the prison yard. Right now, in prison, most of the time you only get one phone call a day, unless you got a cell phone. But somebody got in the yard got a cell phone, and when you're involved in the drugs and stuff like that, you're involved with using these cell phones. And some of y'all talk to your homeboys right now from prison. They text you every now and then asking for a green dot. And so they're not just texting you. They tapping into all their resources. And don't get me wrong, I'm saying support those that are locked up. Never forget those in the struggle, because you can't assume that everybody's using drugs, But I'm telling you this. There is telltale signs, There's telltale signs. And I'm coming from inside them walls. I don't know your family personally, but I'm coming from inside those walls, and I've seen the condition of the people. Okay? And I've seen how selfish it makes them. I've seen how degrading they get, That's my opinion on it. That's my outlook on it. I wish this. The solution is this. That they take that time, use that time to really figure out who they are, what they stand for, and what they want to do with their life. They take that time to sober up and strengthen their mind as well as their body. That's the solution. They take that time to build better relationships with their families and themselves and their God. I wish nothing but the best for those who want better, for those who are suffering, those who are suffering in prison, and those who are hungry, who want some canteen, want something to eat. Those who maybe their girlfriend left them, or she ain't even responding. She ain't responding. The baby mama tripping, fucking on somebody else, or they don't know what's going on. They're in denial. They haven't came to the truth about their situation. Whatever it is, I wish that your situations will improve, and they will improve. But first, you have to make it up in your mind that what you want, what you want. Stop being so, Stop being so easy to just, where you don't give up. You have no hope, no sense of hope, man. No sense of hope. No sense of direction, no sense of self-love, man. Love yourself, black man. And I say that because that's where my emphasis is. That's where my heart is. That's my passion. But anybody can take this message and use it, because we are all God's creation. We are all equal in that sense. And human life in general is valuable. So value yourself. Value yourself. And that's pretty much what I want to, think about that. They smoking chewing tobacco, something that's on the ground. And next time you talk to your people in prison, next time you talk to them, ask them, have they ever smoked some tobacco? Have they ever smoked some chewing tobacco? And ask them where'd they get it. Hey, once again, I'm always keep it real, man. I'm always keep it real, because that's the only way I know is to play fair. This is King Manye. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and go ahead and become part of the Manye tribe. All right, man, I'm checking out.